This is Philodendron mexicanum, and this is, I think, the largest specimen that I've ever seen in my personal experience.
Well, it turned out that I was mistaken about that huge plant. That is known as Thaumatophyllum angela, but which now has been renamed as Thaumatophyllum African fantasy. But that hasn't stopped the confusion, at least not on my part, because I found out that there are two different versions of Thaumatophyllum African fantasy, and that's what this video is all about. So recently I went to that location and this time I met the owner of the place. So this time it turned out that he had a pup of his giant Thaumatophyllum that he was willing to sell me.
So ini Thaumatophyllum angela, aka Thaumatophyllum African fantasy. Ini yang gedenya.
Batangnya persis sama, cuman daunnya lebih halus.
Nih yang kecilnya nih. Saya ngambil anaknya nih. Anaknya nih, tadi udah deal sama bapaknya. Pego. 150.
50 cm.
Bapak nyebutnya kan Philomercy nih ya?
Iya. Ada lagi yang bilang apa ya, Pak?
So, these are classic perfect examples of two different plants that I say is two different plants, but what people have been calling the same name. This is what used to be called Philodendron angela, or what now has been classified as a Thaumatophyllum, and to be exact, Thaumatophyllum African fantasy. I've seen two different versions of this plant that look different but are called by that same name, Thaumatophyllum African fantasy. Now, they happen to be side by side here. Yeah? Now, this one is the first one that I thought was the what I used to know as Philodendron angela. You see, it has a main part of the leaf and the lobes or the ears like this, right? And this is the other one that recently I have noticed people have been calling the same name, yeah, Thaumatophyllum African fantasy. Now, you see the difference between the two leaves. This one has more lobes, yeah, and this is what I see more commonly called Thaumatophyllum African fantasy online on different websites. Yeah, but I've also seen on other websites this type of or this version, which is also called Thaumatophyllum African fantasy. Yeah. Now, in the past, this used to be called different names. At least to my knowledge, this was the Philodendron angela, and this was known as Philodendron sonora. But now I'm confused as to which one is the one that has been renamed Thaumatophyllum African fantasy. Yeah, so this is the one that I purchased just now. This is the other one. And this is a small one right here, a small version, so I'm gonna try to ask how much they're asking for this. I might be interested in this as well if the price is right.